What's up, concert addicts? Johnny Kinswater here with some tour news. Not a tour announcement, just some tour news. And honestly, nothing's even really affected by this. There's just a statement from a band that was released that I feel like is worth talking about, and that would be U.D.O, the band by former Accept member U.D.O Dirk Snyder, I believe is how you say his name. I'm actually pretty unfamiliar, but I know they're a very famous band that has been around like since the 80s. I know they've gone their separate ways a couple times, but they come back, and this year they had a huge tour planned, and they still do. And I'll just read the statement explaining it. Pretty much, there's kind of a reason why this tour shouldn't happen, and it's still going to. So, dear U.D.O fans, or U.D.O fans, or U.D.O, I'm not entirely sure. Unfortunately, we have to tell you that U.D.O has a serious health problem since early January. He has pain in his left knee and couldn't walk at all for a longer period. He has been to different specialists in Russia and Germany, and now he is on a good way to recovery. But he is still handicapped and can't move that much without having pain. Against all advices of the doctors, he has decided to play the tour and is not postponing it since he hates to let his fans down. But this means that he is a bit handicapped on stage and can't move that much. We are very sorry for this, but we still have the opinion that this is better than postponing the complete tour. Thanks, and see you all on the tour. And I'll just tell you real quick how massive this tour was. It was going to start January 20th, and it was going to go all the way until March 31st, but they're hitting like probably, I'm not entirely sure, I'm not going to count, but there is a lot of dates here, and in the UK and Berlin, they're going all over the place. Obviously, a really massive tour is called the Steel Factory Tour, and the story here, I guess, is against doctor's orders. That's the part that I'm not sure is such a great idea. Obviously, these guys are huge, even though I don't know how the fuck to say their name. I think it's U.D.O. My apologies, seriously. I should have done my research on this one. But this U.D.O guy going against doctor's orders, I think my issue with it is the fact that he's saying it. Because, like, Dave Grohl and Axl Rose, both, too, actually, have had situations recently where they've broken their leg and have still performed. You know, Dave Grohl had that big chair thing that then Axl Rose used. They still performed, but I'm assuming that was against doctor's orders too, because I don't think any qualified doctor would ever actually say, yeah, go play a rock show. It's okay, your leg's broke. But, I don't know, I might be wrong. Either way, going against doctor's orders would never be my recommendation. And even though this was a massive tour, right, I listed all the dates and things like that, it wasn't going to last very long, and so I'm not sure why they couldn't just postpone it. Maybe they have a lot of plans for the rest of the year, but usually when a band tours this extensively in the beginning, that might be it for the rest of the year. Granted, I admit that I am unfamiliar with this band, so maybe they tour like this year-round, and if they do, kudos, because that is fucking insane. But usually when you're doing like 60, 70, 80, however many dates that is within a 3-month period of time, usually that would be your year. Usually what bands do is they do a short spring tour, long summer tour, maybe some fall dates. Nobody tours that crazy all year round, so maybe they do, and maybe the rest of their year is booked, and maybe this was just easier than postponing it. But if they are a heavy metal band, so obviously a big part of their performance is going to be their charisma, and they're going crazy on stage, and that's going to be missed now without them postponing it. So I'm not entirely sure how I feel about this. Obviously, this dude's been in the game for a very long time, so I trust him in being able to make this decision, because he's obviously been on the road long enough and knows how to do these shows, and he obviously decided, like, okay, I think I know how to make this work. And last year I saw Marilyn Manson on his tour after he'd broken his leg as well, and for the first part of the show he was in a wheelchair and then on crutches for the rest of the show, and so we didn't get all this creepy moving and stuff that you usually get, but he still delivered a pretty okay performance. And so yeah, I'm sure that this is going to turn out fine. I just don't like encouraging going against doctor's orders, I guess, and I guess it's maybe because I'm a bitch, but who knows. Yeah, so U.D.O not canceling their tour. against doctor's orders. That's I thought we're talking about it, so I'm talking about it. Even though, like I said, I'm unfamiliar with the group. I know they're pretty big, and I'm guessing they're probably more big overseas, because I pay attention to a lot of festival lineups and things like that over here and the bigger tours that happened, and I'm unfamiliar with them. But this was news that dropped, so I talked about it, and that's my thoughts on it. I think they can make it work. Obviously, he wouldn't make a decision like this if there was that big of a question if it's going to work or not. But who knows? You know, it's just the thing. It could end up failing, but judging by how cool this dude seems, I have a feeling we'll make it right. It's like a couple years ago, or not a couple years ago, a long time ago, Neil Diamond plays a show against doctor's orders. He was really sick, and but he played anyways, and it ended up being kind of terrible, and so he gave everybody their money back, even though they still got the show. Something like that could happen if this ends up being horrible. But the other thing you got to look at too is if he hurts himself doing this, that's where it's going to be a problem. But it looks like they got it figured out. He might be performing sitting down. Who knows? But a leg injury is serious, especially for a rock star. So best wishes to him. And yeah, that'll do it for this one. Make sure to like this video if you liked it and subscribe to the channel. Also check out my Facebook page, facebook.com/concertaddiction and concertaddiction.com. And never miss anything going on in the world of live music. I got one more video to shoot tonight, and I might do a show tomorrow. I haven't decided yet, but until then, thanks for watching.